But at the end of the day, they know who's better at what than him. That guy's
Oh
better
yeah.
than me at this. I'm better than him at
Oh
this.
yeah.
And they
Yeah. Right.
defer to each other's expertise
Absolutely.
without ego getting involved.
Well, yeah, as much as they can. Yeah,
Right. So
exactly.
basically, I know that you're yeah, a better computer guy than I'm at. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna, and I may be competent at it, but that doesn't mean I'm as
Oh,
good as you. So I will
yeah.
defer
Right.
to your judgment,
Yeah.
in situations of that. And so I find that those teams are very interesting because they're very flat in structure as opposed to
Yeah.
hierarchical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
Yeah. There is always
that's the
one
goal we
leader.
want.
There's always a leader.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the goal we kind of want in today's world is we want a leader, but we want everyone to be kind of equal amongst the team. So you don't have a deep structure, but you have an understanding of who's good at what. Right.
Yeah.
Everyone's competent, but who's really good at what, and then we defer to those people because they're good at it.
Yeah. 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 That typically, and there's tremendous trust. And so basically they drill that into them from the very beginning. It's like you will fail if you go by yourself and you will win if you support your
Well,
team. So it's like the team is more important than the individual.
so trust is, your psychological safety, all that stuff, right? And it doesn't matter how harsh the environment is. If you feel safe in that environment,
Yeah.
right, then it's a good environment for building bonding and the like. Because
Yeah.
I kind of think of like locker room humor and guys making fun of each other and all that kind of stuff, and yet at the end of the day, they're a team. And
Their team.
when they're facing anyone else, they're rock solid as a team. Although
Oh,
internally
absolutely.
they might be ribbing each other and doing all kinds of stuff.
All the time, nonstop.
Yeah.
It's like nonstop. But yeah, when they go on mission, man, it's just like a flip, like a switch gets flipped. They are just you don't want to be on the wrong side of them, basically.
But I think that's kind of what we want with all of our corporate teams too, right? Our companies. We want our teams to kind of have that ability when they're working, they are so focused and aligned in getting stuff done that the arguments
Yeah.
between them don't really rise up when you're working on stuff. That would be the
No,
that would be
no,
the ideal, right? I'm not saying that we do that, but I mean that's kind of like the ideal.
no. Yeah, no, that's the ideal. Yeah, that's exactly. I know this one like SEAL was talking about. He was talking about basically it's almost becomes like a faith thing. It's like they're so that basically they just don't quit. And he goes, basically we're psycho. We're literally insane actually because we believe so strongly. And it's like his heart would be beating so much. He's like, I felt like I may die if I take one more step in a run. And he's like, who cares? If I die, I die. And I'll take the step.
But that's
So
where
he says,
that's where
yeah,
Goggins says that when you think you're exhausted and your body's exhausted, you're only at 40% of your capability,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, exactly. And here's the part. He goes, when you get 25 of us together, the true believers, and we're all on one mission, we literally can put a dent in the universe at that point. And I'm like, okay, that's freaking scary.
When you, I'm sorry, when you said true believers, I went to the opposite spectrum on that.
Yeah, yeah, okay, but of course,
And you could say the same thing for true believers on the other side of that too.
mm-hmm. It doesn't matter, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's like if you believe it, you believe that is the answer, right? You are sent by God to fix this problem. Yeah, and that's why a lot of them get tweaked, right? A lot of them come back. I heard Sean Ryan mention this, who's a SEAL. He's got a great talk. He says, when I was in the SEAL teams, I thought we were doing the right things, and then when I kind of got back, I started thinking of it, and I think maybe we didn't do the right things. Maybe we were blowing shit up and doing stuff that we shouldn't have been doing, and then they have this horrific like turmoil inside of themselves. Because like I thought we were doing the right thing, but now I'm not so sure anymore.
Well, I think this is the interesting dichotomy of being a person, right? You need to be self-aware enough to question what you do and why you do it. But
Yeah, right.
you also need to get in the mindset of getting stuff done, which means quite often you probably have to accept things that if you had more time to think about, you might question.
Oh my gosh, yeah, but you don't have time to think about it,
Well,
right?
or the importance of getting it done overrides any kind of moral, I don't say moral judgment, but any kind of judgment you might have to put onto it until a later
Yeah,
date, right? And
yeah,
that's I think part of the problem we have today is like we start questioning morals and purpose and all immediately before we get anything done, and so nothing gets done. It would
yeah,
almost be better to make the wrong decision and do something and then question it after than just never do anything.
yeah. Yeah, it's still hard though. Like I've heard cases where, a sniper may be protecting something called Overwatch, protecting a group of his fellow people, and there'll be a 14-year-old with an RPG that's going to hurt that, and he'll kill him, right? And he's like, I don't want to kill a kid, but but those guys are going to die if I don't do it. So,
Yeah, but
man, I mean,
I'm not thinking of those types of life or death situations. I'm thinking of like, someone, a company needs to make a decision, and no one wants to be on the hook for making a decision, so they just don't make a
yeah,
decision. And what ends up happening is that they're forced a year later to make a decision, and they're in a much worse situation than even if they'd made the
yeah,
wrong decision in the first place,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, conceptually, once you're moving, even if you're moving in a direction that isn't quite right, at least you got momentum. You could hopefully
At
course
least
correct at that point,
you can steer.
right?
The
I
rudder
mean,
works.
yeah. So this is why, while I would love to get the right answer the first time, maybe it's better just to get some answers out there, even if they're wrong.
Always, always. In fact, this Grok thing is always pushing me. Just go, just go. You got to move. You got to build something. You got to burn up a resistor. You got to do that. You're going to burn up a bunch of Arduinos. You're going to do that. But it goes that process of failing and then learning is way faster than thinking about it. And typically, that curse, the smarter you are, the more you have that curse. Actually,
Yeah. So I don't know about you. My problem is I don't have any one thing that I want to accomplish so much using AI or anything that I can say that's where I'm going to put my energy. So I end
yeah.
up putting my energy everywhere, right? I research everything. I go into all kinds of stuff. I'm learning a lot. I think it's great. I think I now know a lot. I have a lot of capabilities and tools to get stuff done, but I don't have a specific goal of what I want to get done, and that's the problem.
Well, that's why you got to work for somebody else because they'll give you that goal. They're like, this is what I want you to go. This is
Yeah.
the
Well,
mission.
and honestly, that's so from a professional perspective, I got that covered through work, right?
Yeah.
But I still think
Right.
there's got to be a personal thing that I want to do, and
Mhm.
I think honestly, I feel like it's a waste not to do something with what I know.
Well, yeah, okay, so build something. Remember, this is like we're going back to episode number one.
Yeah. So my
Make
question
something.
is, what do I want? What do I what do I think is worth the time to put into it? And that's it, right? And by worth the time is like that either I or others will benefit enough of that it makes sense to do.